Hi, this video is for my family to show them what changes have been made on our house. And Roy dropped me off about an hour ago. It's Sunday night, January 21st, and I'm just gonna do a little video tour for my wife and kids to see what changes the house has undergone in the month of January. So I'm sitting in the TV room, as you can see. There's no TV here, right? The TV's gone. We packed it up and brought it home on the weekend. And you see the color of the walls is gray. It looks great in here. We like it with the white trim especially. You see this is all white trim right here. But over the doorway is actually, I think my dad, Grandpa called it antique white. So it's a little bit off-white. And also you'll notice the bulbs are, actually I think these are still soft white in here. It's still the old light fixture. But the bulbs in the other room are Preston's new bulbs that he bought for us. To install in the house to make the paint look really good. You see this paint, it's gray and it looks good, but like it kind of looks dirty gray, but in that room it looks clean gray, and that's because the lighting temperature is different. Soft white is 2700K, and warm white, which is what Pret got for us, is 3000K. So it looks better in the other room, but we do like the white trim in here with the gray. Once we get the warm white bulbs, it'll look even better. But so here's the TV room. It's been painted. Preston spent time to caulk all the cracks in the paneling and everything, and it looks really good. Roy did the cutting in, and Grandpa did the painting. So it looks really good, and we spent time to get this clean white line here. There's a little bit of a molding up here on the three sides there, but this side never doesn't have molding and never did because it's a plaster wall. It's not paneling. So we taped the line, and we were very careful to paint it straight, and I did the touch-up to make sure it looked nice, and I don't know if it's perfect, but it's darn near perfect, and it looks good with the rest of the room. So, and then in here we have the living room, the front door. I haven't done anything with that. Pretty much just in here we've just painted the walls, and we really like how they look in this lighting especially, but we don't like as much the difference here between or the contrast with the antique white, what Grandpa calls the antique white, and the Polar Star gray, which is the color of the wall. So I'm going to spend the time to paint all of the trim in here, and it's going to take me a while just to paint it all white, not antique white. I probably won't paint the crown molding up there, but I'll paint all the rest of the trim, and as well as the door, which is antique white as well. So here's all the tools. Not that you need to see it, but anyway, we put new bulbs in here, but they're not dimmable. So sometime the other night I had them on about halfway. They weren't on full, and after a few minutes they started to flicker like a strobe light. Oh, and up there you see that crack. Pret was trying to figure out why that crack was there, and he started chipping away at it, and we've discovered that the crack, this one that goes all the way across the room, is there because nobody ever taped or mudded the crack. You can see some mesh tape here on this crack, and I'm not sure why that started. Probably maybe in connection with the crack that hadn't been taped. It just started cracking there, and then maybe that was the paint and stuff that was covering the crack started to pull down, and maybe that pulled on this line here, even though it's been taped and mudded. But actually you can see it hasn't been mudded very well, maybe a little bit. So anyway, I have to tape and mud that, and maybe even texture the ceiling. We bought some texture here to mix in with our paint right here, stone texture. So I might mix that in when I paint this ceiling sometime. So there's that project as well, painting trim and painting the ceiling. And then the blinds, need to replace the blinds, I think, because they're old and dingy, and Pret and Michelle priced it out, and they said for about 80 bucks, 83 or something like that. I could replace all the blinds that needed replacing, and so I'll probably do that as well. Okay, and it's all dark in the rest of the house. I should have turned on the lights before I started the video, but there's the stairs, and I love how the new paint and lighting light up the stairs. It looks completely different. Not that I disliked the old peach walls, but the gray just makes it look, in my opinion, brighter and more welcoming. So I love the way it lights up the stairs. The stairs need cleaning, both vacuuming and steam cleaning, or I might get a professional cleaner to come clean the stairs, but we'll go upstairs in a bit. Here's the dining room. New lights in here, actually a new light fixture in here. The old one, can't remember where we put it. It's in the living room, I think. Anyway, that's a new light fixture which Pret hung for me. Not sure why this is hanging down. That's not supposed to be doing that. Yeah, what happened? I thought Pret put it, oh, no, I remember, because he wanted to texture right around. I think he finished. It looks newly textured right there. I might need to paint it. You can kind of see a contrast. Right there's like white, and over there's like darkish white. So anyway, I think he mudded and textured to make it look better, because it wasn't looking right. So that's why that's down. Anyway, so this is the dining room. Looks really nice in here. Again, these are the warm white bulbs. You can see over there, that's a soft white bulb going down to the basement. And you can notice the difference in temperature. Like that's more warm, and this is cooler in temperature, and it makes the gray look better. Well, let's go into the kitchen. Oh, that's on. I'll turn this one on. So in the kitchen here, we've painted the walls in the Polar Star Gray. We painted the ceiling also. Grandpa went and got a can of paint from Walmart and painted the ceiling really nice. We've taken off all the cabinet doors. The drawers have been painted. The cabinet doors have been painted as well. Michelle worked on that with Nampon and her girls. But they just haven't been rehung. I'm thinking of painting the hinges. The hinges are silver or chrome colored, whatever. And I'm thinking of painting them black so they kind of match the knobs. I bought the spray paint, and I'll show you in the bathroom. I painted the rod in the bathroom, and it looks really nice. So I'll probably paint those with spray paint. Preston and I fixed behind the stove, so the baseboard is there. Especially on this side, there's a baseboard installed there, so we won't have the problem with the floor anymore. I'd pull the stove out, but I'm not feeling like I want to right now. And it still needs to be caulked, but it's painted nice down there. So that's the kitchen. That's what our kitchen looks like now. It looks great. I need to paint trim, of course, but other than that, this room is... Oh, and I'm sorry, I need to paint cabinets. The cabinets are going to remain white. I'll paint that white, and this down here I'll paint that white, and white underneath right here, and this will be gray. And yeah, like up here will be white and then gray for the cabinet door. So, and then the kitchen will look great, especially once I get all the dishes and stuff out and everything else. That table's going away and it's going to be empty, and it'll look more spacious than it is. And hopefully somebody will fall in love with it and want to buy it. I'm not going to replace the appliances. They're all black stove, black dishwasher, black fridge. The microwave's going to go away, but black appliances will go with the black knobs and the black hinges on the cupboards. Oh, the floor of the dining room. I didn't show you the floor. So this is what we did the first day, New Year's Day. We sanded the floor with the sander from Home Depot. It's not done. We just put the tarp down and it's dirty. You can see there's junk on the floor, sawdust and from the sanding, and the tarp is shedding some stuff. Anyways, this is what it used to look like, right? Right there, that color. And when we sanded it, it's just bare wood. And it looks really smooth. It is really smooth and it looks really nice. Yeah, but it's not done. I need to either stain it and varnish or polyurethane it, which is like stain and varnish together, or just pour epoxy over it and seal it. And the epoxy is transparent, so it would look like it does. But it needs to be cleaned up first. We've been walking on it. We left the tarps down because we didn't want to damage the floor, and I'm barefoot right now, so I'm not damaging the floor walking on it. Then over here, so this is the biggest project. Actually, I'm gonna wait on the bathroom for just a minute. Let's look at Nempon's little room, the back bedroom here. We sanded this floor and it looks amazing. Actually, David Halliday, Brother Halliday, did most of it. He got us started, and I love the way this floor looks. It's just beautiful, except for this one spot, and I'm not sure why this one spot is like this. When I rent the sander again to get the office and the hallway and the bathroom, I might hit it once more with a finer sandpaper and see if I can't get that spot even lighter, that dark spot there. I'm not sure why it's there, but try to get it lighter. These doors are from the office, these closet doors here. And that mirror's from the bathroom. I'll show you the bathroom in a minute. There's me. Hi. Yeah, we even sanded in here. There's some places that need some work. I bought some wood filler. It's up here somewhere, and up here in the closet, on the closet shelf. This is the sandpaper and the pads that you use for the sander from Home Depot, and I hung on to them because you can cut up even though this sandpaper has been used, I can cut it up and use it on the small sanders. Brother Holiday loaned me his small sanders, and I have Preston left his sander, and also I have our palm sander. So anyway, I'll fill in the wood damage there with wood filler, and when it dries it can be sanded, and hopefully it'll look nicer than it does. But that'll take time. Anyway, looks good. This was the first room that we painted, and it just looks great. in here. It looks really nice, especially with the nice sanded floor. Except again, that one spot, which I don't know what to do about it, except try to sand it again, okay? So here's the little hallway, which we tore up with the bathroom at the same time as the bathroom. This black stuff, a lot of it, some of it is stain. There's dark brown stain, but there was linoleum here, really ugly linoleum. I'm not going to show it to you tonight. It's out in the garage. But we had to use a scraper to scrape it up, and some of this black stuff is I think it's tar adhesive, tar glue that they use to glue the linoleum. It was really old and dingy linoleum. And here is the bathroom. This stinky bathroom. It stinks because when we tore up the floor, underneath our linoleum tiles, the tannish ones, you remember there were 2 other linoleum tiles under there. 2 other linoleum, they weren't tiles. Actually, one set was tiles, greenish tiles, and then there was another set, at least 2 sets. There's some remainder of one of the linoleum tiles where this drawer is, and actually this is where the sink used to be. You can see the cutouts for the drain and the faucet pipes. There, you can see down into the basement. Peek, see in the basement. There's the pipes, and there's the screen door and stuff down there. Anyway, so Pratt and I started tearing up the floor thinking we're going to put tile in here. Which we thought would be great and nice and wonderful. But then there was a hiccup, well, for one thing, when we were tearing up, we noticed the floorboards looked like the dining room floor, and actually, like right here, it cleaned up really nice, just from scraping. Took us a while to get it looking this nice, because it all used to look like even way worse than all of this over here. This looks pretty bad. These white spots are water stains, we think, and the dark spots are like old stain and who knows what, tar glue for the linoleum. The toilet is out in the garage. As you can see, the toilet's gone. I could make a video, or I can tell you about why I'm thinking of doing just sanding this. I just want to sand this and put the toilet back, and I could take the time to explain it all, but not tonight. I'm not up to it. I don't want to reach down, and this bucket's over the drain to prevent the stinky sewer gases from coming back up the drain, and I tried to tape it down, but you can see it's kind of loose. Anyway, so that's why the door's closed and the towel's there to keep the stinky sewer gases, and also the mildew smell from all the linoleum that we tore up. It kind of stunk. No, it did stink, and it's much better now. I've been running the air filter pretty constantly, and it's much better than it used to be. So I'm hoping I'm gonna swab it tomorrow, maybe with some cleaner, Pine Sol or something like that, and see if that helps. And then if that doesn't fully do it, then there's some fungus, mildew, mold smell killer that I can buy. It's pretty expensive though. So anyway, the walls, Preston and I both scraped a lot, but then Preston did a lot of repairs. There's that big ding here from when I punched the wall. I don't know if you remember it, but it was broken, and Pret fixed it real nice. It needs to be sanded and another coat of mud, and then it'll be super smooth, and then it can eventually it'll be painted the same color as the rest of the house. But yeah, we were worried about lead in the paint. We did a lead test. Actually, there's the remains of one of our lead tests, and it came up negative, so we were happy about that. But we scraped that. Actually, you can see part of it somewhere right there. There's a little bit of where's the place where? Oh, yeah. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a bump right here, right as you get near this wall. There's a bump where there's, layers and layers of paint, and Brett and I took the time. It used to go all the way around the bathroom. Actually, there's some right there left over. And we scraped it, and I couldn't scrape this one. It was too hard. Something's up with the plaster that they use. It's hard. It's really hard to scrape, but most of it we got all the way around the bathroom, all the way over above the tub and everything, and we scraped all this and stuff. So tub is still the same old tub. We taped over the vent, put a box over the vent. This is we were thinking about moving the tub, and so we were just still thinking about it, but we didn't want to do anything with this wall except to see what was under there for sure. So we took off the baseboard and the wainscoting. The wainscoting is this stuff here, this white stuff. And we took off this little piece just to see what's under here, and you can see the wall is in great shape. This corner bead, which is made of metal, is all rusty and yucky, and same on the other side. So I'll put the we're probably not going to move the tub. I'll put the wainscoting back up, and that'll cover all that up. I might even pull off the corner bead and replace it. I have some corner bead upstairs and mud it and make it nicer. But we did a lead test over here with the pink and the green paint, and it came up negative, so there's no lead or anything to worry about. But you can see I maybe should peel off some paint here and mud it so it's smooth and looks better than it does. Not that it matters, because it'll be covered again by the wainscoting, this kind of board. Yeah, so right now I'm thinking sand it and see if I can get these water stains out and get it looking nice. If I can get it to look even close to that, I'll be happy, and I'll just leave it. And even then, if it doesn't look close to that, I might even just leave it, because of the issue with there's a flange around the drain pipe. I'll explain it some other time. I don't want to explain it tonight. But there's an issue with the toilet and the flange and everything, the way it fits together. If we put, a half an inch of cement board, first subflooring, and then cement board, and then quick set cement or thin set cement, and then the tile, it could add anywhere from half an inch to an inch of surface, right? It'll get thicker, and then the toilet won't fit back on the bolts on the flange. So it's a real problem. I'll explain it more in detail maybe another day. Anyway, so that's my hope for the bathroom. This is the biggest project, the biggest sticking point. Yeah, and we're gonna paint I'm gonna paint the cabinets white, but then this part of the drawer is gonna match the kitchen, and I'll probably even spray paint these black. Oh, this is what I spray painted black, was this rod here, for the curtains by the window, and I spray painted it black, and I'm happy with the way it looks, the way it turned out. It's nice. It looks really nice. I even painted the holder. I don't know what you would call these, but the curtain rod holder on each side, I painted them black. So it looks nice. So I'm thinking paint the handles of the cupboards black, maybe even paint this black. I don't know. It's chrome, or I could go buy a black one. Oil rubbed bronze is black for bathroom fixtures. It's kind of expensive, but I could buy one, or I could just paint this one. I think that might work. I bought this special paint that shouldn't chip or scratch very easily, and I can do another coat of the really good stuff. So anyway, that's the bathroom. It's going to take a while. What time is it? It's after 10 now. Yeah, so I'm going to try to hurry the rest of this video, just because it's getting late. I forgot to turn out the light there. Anyway, so the office looks similar to the Namquan's bedroom, except we haven't sanded yet. So there's water stains here, maybe from my fish tank, I don't know, or maybe from something else. I don't think there was a fish tank water stain issue here, but there was definitely. I spilled a bunch of fish tank water right here, and you can see the water stains right there. I spilled like 2 gallons of fish tank water, and I think that's what that stain is from. So I'm hoping it comes out when I sand it, but it might not. I took off the little baseboard trim. This room had a big baseboard, which is still on, and a small baseboard, which I took off, and you can see it's blue underneath. On the big baseboard there's white and then blue underneath where the small one was. So I have to paint. Of course, I'm going to paint all the trim maybe in the entire house. I'm going to paint all the trim, but as needed. I'm not going to just do it just to do it. But if the room needs the trim painted, I will paint it. Namquan's room doesn't need it, actually. We painted it this summer. So Namquan's room is good on trim. Yeah, it's all painted, and I'm gonna leave it because there's no chips or scratches or anything. It looks good. It's all newly painted. So let me show you upstairs. I don't think I'm gonna show you to the show you in the basement. There's not much to see down there except the cupboard doors. I'll make another video another time. Anyway, let's go upstairs and finish the video off up here. So in the upstairs, you already saw the stairs have been painted. At the top of the stairs here, remember there was that really long light, fluorescent light that was here and it never worked. Well, we decided we'd replace it with a can light. This can light used to be at the bottom of the basement stairs, but it matches that one there and all of the ones in the bedroom, those can lights. And so it's hanging out right now because this hasn't been textured. Preston did this, and he did a good job because there used to be, it was strange the way it was, and we needed a bigger hole to put the can light up in the hole. So he bought a new piece of drywall, just a little one like this. I'm not sure why there's 2 of them. You might ask Uncle Preston why there's 2 pieces of drywall. I thought he just bought 1, but there's an extra one right there at the store, at the hardware store. And then he made a patch and put it up there so we could get the square just perfect. And he used his saber saw, jigsaw, saber saw, I think is what, to get it just right. Anyway, that's gonna go up in there when it's done, and it's gonna look like that one over there, which you can't see very well. Anyway, if you notice, this room has not been painted yet. Pret's done a lot of prep, patching holes in the wall. You can kind of see there, and patching cracks in the seams of the entire room. It was cracking, and Pret patched it all and then primed it so that the paint will stick really well. He patched the ceiling as well. All the blue little pieces of tape are where Preston felt like he needed to patch, and I think he's patched them all, except he left me some notes on some pieces of tape. Sand texture prime. So he left me notes on stuff I need to do. So I need to sand this so that it's smooth, get rid of these, bumps, and then texture again. Make it look like this if I can with a splotch, and then I splotch it on with a bag, and then I knock down the peaks so that it's flat, so that it looks like this, all textured and nice. Anyway, so that's the upstairs middle room, and there's quite a bit of work left to do. And I'm going to put some baseboard trim on, which is over there. It's all piled up. That baseboard trim is going on. Pret and I did some in the bathroom, which in there, which I'll show you, with this nail gun and my air compressor. I'll show you it in just a minute. So the big bedroom up here is mostly done. Pret left some tape on the ceiling of areas that need to be addressed. Nempon helped paint up here, and she got a little crazy with the paint and painted on the ceiling. She was just supposed to paint the wall. I'm glad she got a chance to paint. It's a good experience for her, but I'm gonna have to paint over that, make sure it looks nice, so we have a nice clean line right there of gray paint and then white paint. And so I'm gonna fix that. She wasn't the only one who made mistakes. I made mistakes, Preston made mistakes, Michelle made mistakes, I'm sure Grandpa made a few mistakes. We all made mistakes, and it's okay. If we can fix it though, which I can fix that, so I'm gonna fix it. Other mistakes might not get fixed. Yeah, so here's the master bedroom. I still need to get rid of this bed. I'm not taking that to Utah. I'll get rid of the table when I'm ready to leave. Probably give it to Jessica. It needs to be glued right here, and the pieces are over there. Anyway, there's a screen door here. Michelle fixed the screen door. I'll show you maybe in another video during the day. You can see how nice it looks. She painted it, and we went to River Ridge Hardware and got a new screen because the old one was popping out, and we fixed it. There is a problem down here that I need to fix. There's water leaking under the door when it rains, and you can see it's starting to swell. There's a water stain here, and it's also starting to swell the wood. The wood's getting fat, like that sticks way out. I don't know if you can see it very well. But I'm going to replace this. But first I need a new piece on the door called a threshold sweep. It's a little broom on the bottom of the door, and it helps seal the door and keep water out, so this won't happen again. Anyway, here's the bathroom. Bathroom looks great. It's all painted in the gray. I don't think the light bulbs have been replaced. These ones are soft white, not warm white, so we'll get a better color when we replace those. But the big thing in here that looks really nice is the baseboard trim. We just put two pieces on, one here and one here. But there's some stains right here, and Pret and I figured out that it was from the humidifier. When we ran the humidifier, all the water and the air came down here, and it stained the wood a little, or the baseboard here. I don't know if you can see it very well, but there's a slight watermark that I need to paint over with some primer. And over here too, the watermark there, where it goes white to brownish white, and right here white to brownish white in this corner where all the water went to. So I'm gonna paint over that and then finish the trim. The trim's gonna keep going all the way around the bathroom to here, and actually I'm gonna put some trim around the door, and there will be trim down there, and then it's gonna go all the way. There's gonna be trim right here, and it's gonna go all the way around the bedroom and into the middle room and all the way around the middle room and into the boys' room and everything. So all of that trim, which cost me, I think it was $160, including the this thing, the nail gun. No, actually no, I think it was $160 for the trim and $60 for the nail gun. So $220 for all of that. I get to keep the nail gun, right? Bring it with me when I come to Utah though. So that'll all get done sometime this week or next week. But first we need to paint. I need to paint up here so that it's not gray and yellow. It's just gray, all gray. Right? Okay. So last room, and then I'm going to end the video. So this is the boys' room. We rolled up the carpet. The walls are not gray. Actually, they are in some places. But they're mostly blue, which they were before, and Pret's patched like crazy in here. But we did cut in with the gray. You see, there's gray around the light switch and the outlets all the way around the room, around the door, and up by the ceiling it's gray. So that this room just basically, there might be some touch-up areas with the paintbrush, but basically I'm just gonna roll paint onto the walls. And although Pret suggests I primer all the areas he's patched, primer needs to go on so that the paint sticks better and so that it covers better, so you can't see the texture through the paint. On the stairs we textured a few areas, and from certain angles you can see the texture through the paint. I'll show you really quick before I finish the video. Anyway, the carpet's rolled up. The floor is gonna get some new carpet, and of course I'm gonna put the baseboard all the way around the room, for the entire room. And so we're gonna get carpet in here, probably match the same carpet that Grandma and Grandpa got, although it'll be new and that's slightly old. But I'm gonna get that cleaned, or try to clean it myself with my steam cleaner, and get it as bright as I can. There were two spots up here, right there. There's a bright spot, and over here there's a bright spot where I put OxiClean. I can't remember what was up here, some red marker or something that I was worried that was going to be permanent, even though it was probably magic marker. Anyway, I hit it with OxiClean. I just sprinkled some on there, and then I brushed it with the water and brush, and it cleaned that one spot, but it's way cleaner than whatever's around it. And so I really need to get OxiClean and clean the entire carpet, I think. And then it'll look new again. Anyway, let me see if I can show you just, you can't really see it very well, but I can see it with my naked eye. But right there and right there are two places we patched, where there was like a snail, not a nail, a screw that popped in the drywall, and we drilled it in tight and then put some mud over it. And from this angle I can see there's a patch there as well, that I can see through the paint. So if I have enough paint, I'll do another coat on the stairs, especially in those areas that have been patched, so to cover it up, if it'll work. But really it's only from certain angles. Like if I get straight on, this is an area that I was just looking at and I can't see it from this angle. I can't see where the patch is. I can see that one. Actually, maybe you can too. there's a patch right there. And so it needs another coat of paint. Actually, that's an area that didn't get painted very well. You can see the roller. See that? I need to hit that with a paintbrush. That looks like a nail pop right there. Maybe we textured it, but not well enough. I don't know. Anyways, so that's the house. The 40-minute video. It's now almost 10:30. I better go to bed. But just wanted to show you the house, and I'll put this in the morning. I'll get up, eat breakfast, maybe get this on the computer, get it uploading to the computer, and then start working while it's uploading. And so maybe you'll see it tomorrow. All right, good night.